What is it? What's wrong, sister?
Hey, how's it going, guys? My name is the King Coda, and welcome to another video. Today we're going over Xiangling as it's her birthday. We'll be going over her skills and abilities, as well as her weapons and artifacts and the party setups you want to put with her. Basically everything on the character. Find this video at all helpful? Let me know in the comments section down below by leaving a like and subscribe on the video. And if there's a character you want me to do a build on, let me know down there as well. And I'll see you guys here in a sec. Alright, let's take a quick look at the kind of weapons and artifacts you want to be equipping Xiangling with. So, whenever it comes to artifacts, you actually have a great selection of what you can equip Xiangling with. You can give her the Gladiator set for an increased 18% attack. You can give her the Wandering Troop set to increase your L-Mill Mastery. Or maybe you want to give her the Scholars set. You know, the Exile set. There's so many great sets, but in my opinion, there are two that trump all, and that is the Wandering Troops for the increased L-Mill Mastery, and the Witch of Flame set, which increases your Pyro damage bonus. Honestly, I would give her a 4 set of the Witch of Flame set, as then you would be getting increased Overload Burning damage by 40%, increased Vaporize and Melt damage by 15%, and using L-Mill skill increases the 2-piece set, which is the increased Pyro damage, by 50% for 10 seconds, up to a max of 3 stacks. You won't be getting the 3 stacks, unfortunately, playing with Xiangling, but you'll still be getting, you know, an increased 50% damage. And I think definitely run this as a 2-piece. I would recommend running it as a 4-piece, but if you want to run this 2-piece and the Wandering Troop set as a 2-piece also, then I think that works out very well. Looking at her weapons, her best support weapon, hands down, is the Dragon's Bane. It increases damage done against enemies affected by Hydro Pyro by 28% at rank 3. The best offensive weapon you can equip Xiangling with, hands down, is the Crescent Pike. It's the weapon you can actually craft in the blacksmith. As you can see, after picking up an elemental orb or particle, which with Xiangling, anytime you throw out the bear, you're gonna get elemental orbs and particles, normal and charge attack deal an additional 20% attack damage for 5 seconds. Now, this is worded weirdly. This is not that you're getting 20% extra onto the attacks you do. It's a separate hit of 20% every time you hit. So, say you're hitting somebody at 100, just to make this easy. You hit something for 100, a second attack will hit for 20. And, you know, scaling apply there. So what also makes this absolutely busted and crazy is this secondary hit that you get for every hit. It can crit independent of the main attack critting. So you can do an insane amount of just physical damage with Xiangling with that weapon. As I said, Xiangling can attack very fast. And so, you know, looking at every one of these hits, every single one of these gets a second hit that can crit independently. And, you know, the more refinement you get on that weapon, the more damage it's going to do overall. Okay, let's take a look at her skills and constellations. So looking at constellation number 1, hitting enemies with Gubo's attacks have their pyro resistance reduced by 15% for 6 seconds. This combos very well if you have a secondary fire. If, say, you're using Xiangling as a support for your D-Lick, you're dropping their pyro resistance, so D-Lick's big, you know, pyro smackdowns smack a little harder. At Constellation 2, the last attack in a normal attack sequence applies an implode status onto the enemy for 2 seconds. An explosion will occur once this duration ends, dealing 75% of Xiangling's attacks as AoE pyro damage. So you're dropping their pyro resistance, now your normal attacks, which as I mentioned are incredibly fast, have a 75% explosive pyro bonus damage. Deep Fry increases the level of Pyronator, your Q ability, by 3 up to a maximum level of 15. Slow Bake, Pyronado's duration is increased by 40%. We'll be looking at its duration here in a minute at the talents. Gubo Mad, increase the level of Gubo's attack by 3 up to a maximum level of 15. Condensed Pyronado. During the duration of Pyronado, all party members receive 15% pyro damage bonus. So you're dropping their pyro resistance, you're getting extra pyro damage, and now you're giving your party members bonus pyro damage. Let's have a look at the talents. So her normal attacks, as I said, they're insanely fast. It's a 5-hit combo, but I actually think you do 6 hits in it. So I don't think that's entirely right, and they're so fast, who cares? It does a lot of damage. Gubo attack, this is just throwing out your bear. Does flame damage at 178%. Of course, mine is skill level 8. You know, these numbers are going to vary depending on how high you raise your talents. Your Pyronado, it lasts for a duration of 10 seconds plus 40% from her constellation, so it actually lasts for about 14 seconds. Crossfire, increase the flame range of Gubo by 20. Beware, it's super hot. When Gubo's attacks ends, when Gubo leaves the field, a chili pepper will remain in the spot where it disappeared. Picking up the chili pepper increases the attack of the party member that picks it up by 10% for 10 seconds. And she also has the passive ability Chef de Cuisine, because she's a 5-star Michelin chef. Gives Gordon Ramsay a run for his money. And when Xiangling cooks an attack boosting dish perfectly, she has a 12% chance to receive double the product. So that is it for Xiangling. She works very well as either a primary attacker, as I kind of have her built in this party. I have D-Lick as the primary attacker and her as a support. If you want to build a team around her, you can definitely have her, then Fischl, then, you know, whatever healer and whatever secondary support you want to get the effects that you want. This is just kind of a party that I quickly threw together to show how she could fit in one. And I hope that you guys enjoyed. If you did, please be sure to let me know in the comment section down below if you found this at all helpful. I should note, on the artifacts, the stats you're wanting on them are, of course, your Flower and Feather have static stats. Over here, I would recommend getting Energy Recharge, or maybe Elemental Mastery, I believe, is another thing you can get here. Something that helps with your skills if you're running her as a support. Your Goblet, I would get Pyro damage if you didn't know, the gauntlets can roll with an L-mill damage boost, and getting pyro damage I think is very good for Xiangling. And for your helmet, definitely get either crit damage percent or crit rate percent. Those are the kind of two that you're always looking for on the helmet. And yeah, I'll see you guys in another video.